to clean the water off of my computer that just spilled on it. Oh, hello there, all you bucketheads, and welcome to all you foundlings. I was cleaning water off of my computer, and this is the most disorganized podcast on the internet.
Made so abundantly clear today.
As you know, we are the most disorganized podcast out there.
Wait a second, is that...
look, my sister. That's my sister. Hey, Allie.
Oh, very nice.
Hello there.
Hello.
Alrighty, so today we are talking about, you guessed it, the best, arguably the best Star Wars movie according to the fans. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
We got the Goku spam going.
Yeah, but he not beating Goku. Name somebody in this movie, they not beating Goku. But I wanted to start this episode off with a little brain teaser. So apparently, Disney owns the rights not only to Star Wars, not only to Marvel. Hey, Hannah, not everyone else, but they also own the rights to the Predator franchise.
Wait,
that's Disney? This is according to Lightsaber Radio, so if it's wrong, blame them.
Oh, okay.
But I thought that raised a really interesting question in my head. Who would win in a fight? 50 Ewoks or one Predator?
Okay, so the Ewoks are really good at lightly armored opponents who don't really know what they're doing. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. If the Stormtroopers hadn't been blindsided during the Battle of Endor, I feel like they might have won that one.
I feel like they would have known about the Ewoks, though. Like, I mean, you got to think. Them boys were on Endor.
I feel like they'd stayed pretty well hidden. And you also have to remember, Endor's in the unknown region. Nobody'd been there for a while. Nobody really went to Endor, like, at all.
True.
So we do have that. I mean, I have to give this one to the Predator. Ewoks are good at hunting, like, one big thing. But what about one medium-sized thing that is extremely skilled at what it does?
Right. But I wanna remind you, this is 50 Ewoks.
I mean,
50.
You could have 50 Ewoks. You could have 500 Ewoks. I feel like the Predator's going to take them.
And one Predator is going to take all of them out.
Yeah, because he's invisible.
Yes, but they can see you. They have heat vision. They can see your body, your heat signature.
Ewoks do?
Yes.
I think that was just a Battlefront thing.
Well, if it's Battlefront, then it's canon, because Battlefront is canon. What does Battlefront take that isn't canon? Think about it.
Okay, you've got me there.
Your invisibility is useless. And you're fighting 50 small, angry teddy bears. I think the Ewoks win. I think it's going to be, you're going to lose some Ewoks in the process. I say the Predator can take out about half of them before eventually getting overrun. Because mind you this is on their home turf. This is on, Endor. This isn't on, this isn't on the Predator world. This is on Endor.
Yeah,
so I think 50 Ewoks.
Sorry, I'm looking this up to see if our boys have heat vision, have thermal vision.
I think they do. I think Battlefront 2 just confirms it. Well, they can at least see in the dark. It's just something to think about. Something to bash your brain over.
It is definitely something I will be thinking about. Also, the comments are going.
They beat Goku. I'm just gonna say it.
But will they beat Sailor Moon?
No, because Sailor Moon would pull a Leia, and she would just join their tribe. Sorry, I'm trying to get my coaster up so I don't get water spots on my desk. But now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Alrighty.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of Sith.
Arguably everyone's favorite right now because prequel love is on the rise.
It really is. We've been getting kind of catered to with these past couple years, if I'm being completely honest. We got Clone Wars Season 7, then we got Bad Batch, now we're getting Kenobi.
I'll tell you what, it is really nice seeing all the love that Revenge of the Sith gets, especially when it comes to like watching the opening the whole time thinking to myself, they just left Ahsoka. And then like during the Jedi Council meeting, like you got to think, and here comes Ahsoka. She's coming right as it cuts.
Boop.
Things like that are just really cool to think about. So,
yeah, I don't
know.
The Siege of Mandalore arc adds a lot to Revenge of the Sith. And I feel like it's, at this point, after having seen Siege of Mandalore, Revenge of the Sith almost feels a little incomplete without it.
It really does, because you're, and then not to mention, you got to think, all right, you got to think about this for a second. So before this, we had, 2003 Clone Wars, which I just rewatched a little while ago as well. So and good. In 2003 Clone Wars, right before the opening battle, Anakin loses his hand and he goes on his on this vision quest, which if you haven't seen 2003 Clone Wars, highly recommend it. Really good show.
It's so good.
The Tartakovsky Grievous is, the best Grievous,
They're terrifying.
Absolutely. So with that being said, I really do think that with those two versions of the events that occur, it leads into Revenge of the Sith perfectly. Especially the only thing that it doesn't do right, in my opinion, is that Grievous carries over from 2008 Clone Wars better than 2003 because he's more cowardly. He's more like,
This is true.
Time to abandon ship versus like 2008 Grievous doesn't care if he's injured. He'll still like throw the hands.
Mm-hmm. You mean 2003?
Yeah, 2003. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the Battle of Coruscant and one of my favorite, not really an Easter egg, just bits of film trivia. So during the whole flyby scene, it's all CGI, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But as they're flying through, did you know that there is actually a household appliance inside of that scene? Hello there, Callahan.
Callahan! Woo! My guy.
Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show.
I wasn't sure if you'd be able to make it. I'm glad you're here.
But there is, in fact, a household appliance in that scene. So, behind the scenes of the movie, the VFX department said, we threw everything into this battle except for the kitchen sink. So inside the battle, after one of the Venators shoots a blue laser down into a Separatist ship and it explodes, and there's a piece of debris that flies out and hits the Venator, that piece of debris is a fully rendered CGI kitchen sink. Shout out to Star Wars Explained for that one, because as soon as I saw his episode on Revenge of the Sith and I heard that, I was like, no way. That's crazy. So I go back, and with that in mind, I'm watching Revenge of the Sith, and I see that. Mm-hmm. And if you look very closely, which I did, by the way, you can see the outline shape of a kitchen sink. When I tell you, I was screaming last night. I was like, there it is. There it is. There's a kitchen sink. There's a kitchen sink. It's real. It's almost as funny as how in Empire they used potatoes as asteroids. Yes, several of the asteroids in Empire are potatoes.
Yep. No, that makes sense now. They're just painted gray, aren't they?
Yep. Painted slightly, but they're flat on potatoes. I love Star Wars lore like this.
That's really funny.
It is. The little Easter eggs and stuff that they hide into these shows and movies is really great.
So, speaking of the Battle of Coruscant, that's kind of like our starting point for the movie. I feel like it starts things off really well because you jump right into just this massive space battle. I'm trying to turn on. There we go. More of my lights. What are your thoughts on the Battle of Coruscant?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. It's one of the most beautiful opening scenes in all of Star Wars. Just between the sound design of the starfighters flying through and how we're basically following them the whole time. You know what would be great is if you got to actually do like, you know how like a lot of theme parks have those like 3D rides
Mm-hmm.
where you have like all the different POVs. I would love to POV fly through the Battle of Coruscant. That would be so cool.
That'd be amazing. Now, unfortunately, with Galaxy's Edge being more sequel focused, we may not see that. But I tell you something I would love to see: the Jakku Falcon's flight.
We will talk about that scene when we get there because I've got some,
We will.
got some thoughts on that one. But anyways,
Oh, my boy's frozen.
we're
Oh, you
but
froze
moving
for a
on from
second.
there, we get to the Rescue of the Chancellor. And honestly, this movie starts off with a bang, ends with a bang, and doesn't really have a slow point. The only slow point you could really say where there's no like action is the bit right after they, land the invisible hand and they've got like this tiny bit of politics in there showing, Palpatine's final machinations. And I kind of want to talk about Palpatine a little bit and how he is peak manipulator in this movie.
Absolutely, 100%.
So
Palpatine
what I
is-
find really interesting is how Palpatine is able to manipulate Anakin and his this is something I didn't really touch on with Attack of the Clones either, but if you notice in this movie, Palpatine up until the point where he becomes even when he's Darth Sidious, he's nice to Anakin the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Like you don't see a thing of him, criticizing Anakin or being, very like critical towards Anakin. He's one of the few characters that we genuinely see like be nice to Anakin. And I think
like
that's
the
super
entire
interesting
time.
because when you're at that susceptible age like Anakin is, and you've been groomed your whole life basically, when you have people that are for lack of a better phrase, like they're not critical towards you, or they do it in a way that's like because I'll give you an example. Like, well, my dad used to critique me when I was a teenager.
Mhm.
It was not always in the most like it was always in a way that was very like fatherly. Like, dude, come on, get your crap together, go do this. Versus, I knew other people that would critique when they would criticize, and they would be like, "Hey, that's very cool what you did there, but what if you did it like this instead?" And they gave a lot more of a constructive, calm kind of criticism.
More constructive rather than
Yeah.
more criticism.
And I think the Jedi are very much in this movie kind of like, Anakin, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. And Anakin's kind of like, well, like, you guys are kind of being dicks the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to dispel something right now because I see a lot of people say this. Mace Windu is not the reason Anakin fell to the dark side.
No.
So stop saying that he is.
He's
People
one of
that
them.
are like, well, if Mace Windu was nicer to Anakin, he wouldn't have fallen to the dark side. Bruh.
Mace
You
Windu
don't
wasn't nice
understand
to
Mace Windu.
anybody.
You don't understand Mace Windu, plain and simple. Mace Windu is, he's a hard ass. He is for sure. But
Oh,
there's
yeah.
several times in the Clone Wars where you see like Mace Windu show like respect towards Anakin. Like in the arc with Boba Fett, where he blows up the vinegar. Mace Windu is, he's
Dark.
a stern character, but he's not a bad guy. And there's, you know, does he come across sometimes as very crass and very like, not socially polished? Yeah, but very few of the Jedi have social polish. Like Jedi are kind of awkward. You got to think they basically grow up in a religious monastery their whole life, only surrounded by other Jedi. You know, so when they go out in the world, they kind of can come off a certain way, like we see in the Martez sister arc, where they talk about how like Luminara comes by and like, oh, sorry, your parents died in that crash. It was the will of the Force, and then they just leave.
Yep.
So all of this
Classic
context really
Jedi.
does show. And also, what a lot of people do is they say Mace Windu was the bad guy, or they're part of the reason Anakin turned, to justify Anakin's actions, which really don't need to be justified.
No,
Like,
he
he
killed
does
babies. Not babies.
He
but
does
children.
evil things. It's okay. It's okay that he does evil things. Like, that's
It's not okay that he does those things.
right.
But I get what you're trying to say.
He's in his villain era. Calm down.
Oh, I'm in mine. I got the all black on today.
All right, I got my Jedi robes on. We're doing this.
We had to balance it out. This was planned.
Powerful light, powerful dark.
Mm-hmm. I bet your ass it is.
But what I find super interesting is when people say Mace Windu is part of the reason Anakin turns, but use Mace Windu's actions as a way to like defend Anakin's, and they're not comparable. Just because somebody says some not nice things to you doesn't justify child murder. Sorry, I said it.
I'm not sorry you said it.
I'm not sorry.
It kind of needs to be said.
Deal with it. Stop criticizing Mace Windu for Anakin's mistakes. Is Mace Windu perfect character? No. Is he a perfect Jedi? No.
He's a well-written character.
He's a great character. I love Mace Windu. Mm-hmm. But while we're on the topic of Mace Windu, we got to talk about his death.
Actually, since we're on the topic of the Jedi and Anakin, specifically mental health, we do have our first sponsor for today.
Therapy.
Kind of, yes.
Do tell us about today's sponsor.
Let me bring forth from my Google Slides. One moment.
Google Slides, very serious indeed.
Of course, you think I skimp out on our freaking sponsors? They pay us well enough that, oh no. Okay. Boop.
I'm just waiting for it to pop up in the queue.
I'm also waiting for it to pop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, our first sponsor tonight is I'm sorry, give me a moment. I just need a second.
I want to talk about how Yoda's got Professor Hulk hands.
He does. Somebody learned just today how to color shade. So our first sponsor for tonight is the Jedi Temple Mental Health Clinic. Have you experienced stress in your workplace? Have you been denied that promotion and it's left you feeling angry and confused? Do you feel like the system doesn't work? Do you want more and you know you shouldn't? And the Jedi Temple Mental Health Clinic is here to help. At JTMH, we're very conscious of the demands placed upon a Jedi, and we're here to help you work through things such as abandonment, disappointment, celibacy, and daddy issues. All for an affordable galactic credit plan. Contact JTMH for a free consultation and see if we can help. JTMH takes no responsibility for spousal murder, dark side powers, childhood trauma, yellowing of the eyes, interspecies murder, limb loss, and full body third-degree burns. JTMH does not accept any form of insurance regardless of your intergalactic location. If you are determined to have a high enough midichlorian account, JTMH reserves the right to admit you into their training program. Thank you.
I thought that was great.
I think that was great.
I think that was perfect.
Yeah, so nothing but a wonderful mental health program there.
But yeah, let me further make another controversial take as always. Mace
Okay.
Windu should stay dead.
Ooh, I've heard you talk about this before.
His death was good.
He got tossed
What
out.
does
with a
bringing
Windu.
Mace Windu back do?
It lets him fight Boba Fett
Why?
because that's what people want to see.
Cool. I don't care. I don't want to see it.
What does keeping him dead do?
It preserves the continuity of death in the universe. Because here's the thing. If a character dies and then a bunch of neckbeards on like Twitter are just sitting around like, you know what would be really cool if we brought Mace Windu back from the dead? Because here's the thing. How many characters has Star Wars brought back from the dead now? Popular characters.
Palpatine.
Maul. Palpatine. Boba Fett brought them back from the dead.
Well, Boba Fett came back from the dead pre-Disney era as well. Yes. Technically, so did Palpatine.
And so did Maul.
Actually, a lot. Maul did too.
Yeah, Maul did. There's a comic called Old Wounds where like it's in the sense of like, oh well, he never really died, kind of like how in canon is. Okay, yeah, Old Wounds, great comic. It's where it gets a lot of inspiration from the or Twin Sons actually gets a lot of inspiration from that episode.
Oh really?
From that little like comic.
Huh. Nice.
It's a great story. Like when Obi-Wan says like, I will mend this old wound. Like that's a direct reference to that comic. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Worth checking.
That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Subtle. For those who know, that know. Those that don't. But what I want to talk about is this idea of, you know, just because a popular character like dies, would it be cool to see Mace Windu come back? Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool.
Potentially very cool.
It could be very cool. And I could change my mind on this and completely eat my words. But I doubt it. Because here's the thing. If popular characters keep coming back, like, okay, what if Plo Koon comes back? Well, Dave Filoni likes Plo Koon. He could definitely
likes Plo Koon, but we watched Plo Koon blow the fuck up.
Yeah, but no death.
There's no body because he was freaking incinerated.
Yeah, but what if he survived because he used Grey Jedi powers? That's another thing. I don't like Grey Jedi either. But
no, it feels like everybody's a Grey Jedi nowadays. I'm in
my criticize era. And listen, I'm friends with some guys on TikTok, and one of them puts hashtag Grey Jedi in all of their posts, and I just want to be like, stop it, get some help. He's a Grey Jedi. He gets to quote 1313 podcast. You know, I'm shouting out all our friends today. But I'm a Grey Jedi. I want to be able to still be a good guy, but use lightning and string people up by their toes. Because, you know, I'm dark and edgy. You just want to be Deadpool. You just want to be Star Wars Deadpool. Leave it alone. I walk the light and the dark side of the Force. Pick a side. Grow up. Morality's not that simple.
I just want to be a Grey Jedi so that I can, you know, use the Force and also get laid and not get yellow eyes.
Yeah, but you act like the Jedi don't get laid.
They don't. You think Yoda got laid?
Absolutely. Bro has been alive for 900 years. You're telling me in his 900 plus year lifespan, this man never once clapped cheeks?
Okay.
You are lying to yourself. Yaddle, he and Yaddle were banging every night. You know it.
I'm this close to sending your ass to sarcophagus. All right. I
want you to name sarcophagus. Why are you blowing me out right?
I want you to name one Jedi that's got laid, and don't say Obi-Wan, and don't say Anakin, and don't say Ki-Adi-Mundi.
So, yeah. Name one character that's done it, except for this one that's done it, and that one that's done it, and this one that's done it.
That was the point of the joke.
Cut out like 3. I'm telling you, Yoda has clapped cheeks. I am telling you, that man, that little green man has been sliding in there. He has been clapping them yaddle cheeks. He was getting that Yadussy. How do you think Grogu got here?
Where's the banner?
Yeah, how do you think Grogu got here?
Dylan, where? No, the other one. There you are. I say this despite actively laughing at it. God damn it.
Hey, listen. Why you booing me? I'm right. I am right. Here's the thing. So non-attachment does not necessarily mean celibacy. From a former fuckboy, I was not celibate, but I was definitely not attached. Let's be frank here. Let's be real here. I can say that. I'm better
If you
now.
are Frank, then can I be Dylan?
I am walking the righteous path. I'm walking the righteous path of the Jedi now. Now I get no maidens. But I was in college. We did our thing. I did what I had to do. Do I have some regrets for it? Yeah. I probably should have not went as far in a few places. But you know what? It's all right. It happens.
I feel like maybe this is a weird place to talk about college sexual experiences.
Hey, I'm keeping it. We're out of the first 2 minutes of the video, so we can go wherever we want.
That's a fair point. We're out of the intro. Wait.
Yeah, we're out of the intro period.
Did we say hello to the Bucketheads and Foundlings?
Oh, of course we did.
Okay, good.
We're out of the intro period. We can say whatever we want at this point.
I'm mentally blanked out.
No one's watching this far. If you are watching this far, leave a comment down below and let us know how silly we are.
Callahan, you still here?
Take guesses at Dylan's body count in the comments below, and I'll tell you how wrong you are. Secret body count is 0. But no, Jedi we're getting it on. Also, Cal Kestis and Night Sister Marin.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah,
that's post order.
Okay, but he's still a Jedi.
Okay. Oh, hey, it looks like somebody took a guess at your body count.
-5. Exactly. -5.
-5. You got unlaid.
Yeah. Yeah. A few people have rescinded their sex. They went back and they retconned it into not existing.
Oh my god.
They were like, yeah, this was disappointing. Retcon.
You had 5 times of getting laid, and they all got the treatment of the Ahsoka novel.
No. This was if it's -5, that if and all 5 of them rescinded, it'd be 0. So that would mean 30. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop right there.
I think the logistics of this are gonna take us a really weird place.
Yeah, the logistics of this don't work. Let's get back to Star Wars.
All right.
Let's get back to the Jedi. And
we were talking about Mace Windu's death, and he gets a hand cut off, doesn't he?
He does, in fact, get his hand chopped off.
That's a convenient segue into our next sponsor. You know that?
Let's talk about our next sponsor. Because a lot of people lose limbs in this movie.
A lot of people.
Probably the most limb losses in one movie, if we think about it. Because Grievous loses 2 hands. And we'll get to our sponsor in 1 second. But I'll talk about how Grievous loses 2 hands.
Yep.
Magna Guards lose their heads.
Oh,
Anakin loses 2 legs and an arm. Plus the arm he already lost. Mace Windu loses a hand. So many characters lose their appendages in this movie. I believe it is the most limb losses in one Star Wars movie.
So, if you're wanting to get those limbs back, today's sponsor is for you. Our second sponsor is none other than the Coruscant Medical Clinic. Since 200 BBY, the Coruscant Medical Clinic has been helping the citizens of the galaxy with any sort of medical malady that may befall them, from helping combat the staggering rate at which people are dismembered to helping deal with more conventional illnesses, such as the Bandonian Plague, Magrex Syndrome, and Vandorian Super Fever. Now, while I could talk all day about the great work that the CMC does, I think I'll let some of their satisfied customers talk more about it. First up, we have none other than the Chosen One himself, Anakin Skywalker. This is a bit where I was supposed to do an Anakin Skywalker voice, so we're going to do our best. I was really struggling at. Nope, it's not.
Here, I got you.
All right, go ahead.
I'll pull the Hayden Anakin out. Ready?
Bring it out.
I was really struggling after my injury.
Holy
But
shit, my
Coruscant
guy.
Medical Clinic really gave me a hand when I needed one.
Goddamn. All right, let's go. Thank you, Mr. Skywalker. Our next happy customer is one of the galaxy's biggest up-and-comers in the world of organized crime. Give it up for Maul.
Oh, I got this one too. After the accident, I felt like half the man I used to be. But after visiting Coruscant Medical Clinic, I'm back on my feet again and looking for Kenobi. Kenobi! All right, thanks, Maul. Have a good one.
Thanks for that, guys. So come on down to Coruscant Medical Clinic and we'll get you fixed right up. And just today, they are doing a massive sale. All limbs are now 50% off. Thank you.
I love the Maul in a suit. That's hilarious.
Right? My Photoshop work has been going hard recently.
Your Photoshop work has been going hard. So this reminds me back when I was in like middle school and like Facebook was a thing that people used.
Right.
That under the age of like 60. That one of my cover photos was a black and white image of Darth Maul in like a classy suit with like a cigar in his hand, and it reminded me a lot of that. Images that have the same aura.
Also, if folks would like, I'm sure we can find a way. Well, I'm in the process of trying to get some t-shirts designed for us because, we need merch.
Under the helmet merch?
Under the merch. Behind
Under
the
merch? Under the merch. Are we
so I'm
enough
debating whether we should do John Wilkes' tooth or
all right. This is something I was not prepared for, so I'm thoroughly excited for this one.
Dr. Yoda. Help we can. Insurance we do not take. Crippling debt you will accrue.
That would be a really great public. I would wear that in public and get like
I'm thinking like we load up like little. I think we do like our logo like right on the
yeah, well, yeah, put our logo on like the sleeve or something.
Oh, okay.
Or okay. Put like it would be great is something funny along the lines of like credits will do fine or something like that in Arabesh. That'd be really funny.
That'd be cool. I'd like that.
Welcome to design our merch with Under the Helmet. All right, what else you got? Because that's pretty good. John Wilkes' tooth would also make a really funny
That's what I have so far. We are in the process of designing more, and as we go on and I design more memes for the show, we'll come up with a lot more. But Dr. Yoda is going hard currently.
Dr. Yoda does. I want to. You got to send me Dr. Yoda so I can post it on our story on our Instagram tomorrow. Like this pic goes hard. Feel free to screenshot.
All right,
this pic goes hard. Feel free to screenshot. But also, all jokes aside, though, if you guys seriously do want merch, leave a comment down below. Let us know. Hey,
let us know.
Merch sounds pretty cool. You know what we need to do? We need to make an Under the Helmet Discord. I think that's going to be our next step.
It would help if you actually checked yours.
Discord's on my computer. I don't use this computer that much. All right. With that being said, I'll put this out there. If we hit 50 subscribers, regardless of whether or not we get to the haircut number, which is still 66 subscribers by the end of June, or at the end of May, I'm feeling pretty confident. We're only at 35. I'm feeling confident keeping the luscious locks. I had a beard going, but I had to shave it because I went to go get an ID photo taken today, and I regretted it because I kind of look like Peter Griffin now. I look like melted ice cream. I did not look good in that photo, dude. I was upset when I saw that. I was like, melted ice cream. Man, I'm not gonna go back and ask him to retake it, but like, man, I was just disappointed.
You had the option to grow a Kenobi beard.
It was like this, bro. I look bad. I look so bad. The Kenobi beard is coming. I'm trying to be in my Kenobi era. And I had just said a couple days ago, oh, yeah, I'm going to grow my beard out. I'm prepared for this. I'm going to commit for a full month. So with that being said, check back with me in 1 month. And if I don't have a beard in 1 month, comment below and roast me. Say, commit to your beard, you coward. 5/24/2022. Time stamping it today. Check back in a month, and if I don't have a beard in a month, roast me relentlessly. Everywhere. Don't let me escape. And I'm so
What are we
upset
counting as a beard?
What I can grow, okay? We're not looking for a miracle here. We're not looking for miracles here. I'm doing what I can. All right. Anyway, back to Revenge of the Sith. The movie we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about this because we've all seen the movie. We all know what happens. I want to touch on Order 66, but I also want to touch on this one theory that was brought up a few years ago that I saw that was really interesting. And it's a fan theory, and it says somebody said this a few years back. The prequels become a lot more interesting if you watch them with the mindset that Obi-Wan and Padme have been, doing the whole time.
I'm sorry?
Just something to think about. And I gotta say, I think it mostly comes from this movie and Anakin's jealousy. And with the whole on Mustafar, liar! You're with him! You brought him here to kill me! Like that line. I think that's kind of the whole evidence for it. And it's like, what if we think of a really unhinged fan theory based on some decent smut, and we go from there? Because, of course, there is smut about it, about Obi-Wan and Padme. Archive of Our Own is an interesting place. And gotta say, not bad. Not bad.
We're learning a lot about you tonight, Dylan.
Hey, sometimes I just get curious. Sometimes we get curious. I went down that rabbit hole in middle school though. It's been a few years.
Noted.
Middle school Dylan was an interesting character. I don't think the cringe banner applies because he was not triangulating any maidens at all. Definitely needed to go outside and touch some grass. A permanent resident in the horny sarcophagus.
Look, after the She-Hulk trailer, we're gonna have to clean that thing out. We're gonna have to evict some people.
I'm people.
I am also people.
So, anyways, let's get back to Order 66 because we'll talk about She-Hulk in a little while.
Okay.
But I want to talk about Order 66 in this movie and the realization I had last night. So this movie came out in 2005. I was about 6 or 7 years old at the time.
I was 5 years old.
And I just casually watched the clones absolutely demolish the Jedi.
I watched Genocide at 5 years old. Holy shit.
Yeah. We watched it full on Genocide at 5 years old. And then, so first off, that's trauma that we all endured. And then on top of that, just to add insult to injury, every Dave Filoni project there is, he adds more Order 66 trauma. Because you got to think, the only non-Dave Filoni project with this is, Fallen Order. But we've got Fallen Order in Order 66. We've got Clone Wars in Order 66. We have Book of Boba Fett in Order 66. Kenobi, guess what's going to be in it? Order 66. Guarantee you.
Rebels has Order 66.
Rebels has Order 66. And
Mando has Order 66. Wait, did it? No, I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
No, it's Book of Boba. Well,
okay.
Actually, no, because we see we get a reference to it because of Grogu.
Oh, right.
So yeah, just trauma. Hey, Star Wars.
Everywhere.
I
Fun
think
fact:
we've
he even put it in his non-Star Wars projects because it's genocide in general, not Order 66. Because it's in Avatar: The Last Airbender too.
Yeah. Just imagine if, like, in Avatar, we had, like, flashbacks to the Airbender genocide. Bro, that'd be crazy.
We kind of did in that one first episode where he was talking about Monkey Gyatso.
Oh, that was pre though. That was pre-genocide. I hear a cat meowing in the background.
No, that was me. I was just sad because I dropped my gummy bear and I made that noise.
A tragedy. Poor gummy bears. Deserve better. But yeah, so I want to talk about Order 66 and just how effective it really is. I mean, all of the Jedi except for Yoda are kind of caught by surprise. And of course, now we know Jaro Tapal. But it's crazy to think about because all of those Jedi just get completely, they get got, more or less. And part of the reason I think it's so successful is because the Jedi get overwhelmed in the Force by all of the death and destruction, or as they go to like react to it, they just get murked because it happens all at once.
And no Jedi survived it except for Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda and Ahsoka Tano
And Kanan Jarrus and
Terran Malicos
and Terran Malicos and all the Inquisitors. And there's a lot of survivors of Order 66. It wasn't perfect.
And Seer Junda.
And Seer Junda.
And Trilla Siduri.
And who?
Trilla.
Yeah, Trilla Sindari. Caleb Doom. That little Rhodian kid from Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know what happens to him. And all of the Inquisitors. And in Legends, we're talking Beldori and the Hutt Jedi. We're talking...
okay, if we get into Legends, we have a lot of people.
Quinlan Voss is actually alive in canon and Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Where's our boy? Where's Quinlan Voss? Bro was casually alive. They could do anything with him. Well, Darth Vader comic confirms he survived.
They could make him in Ventress Kiss. Because they did.
They did
in both canon and Legends.
They did in Dark Disciple. Well, we won't talk about Dark Disciple right now, but I've heard a very good book.
Why not? I want to talk about it.
But anyways, we've gotten way off topic this episode. It's great.
It's good. It happens.
But I do really want to touch on really the emotion in this movie and how throughout the whole movie you can feel it's a perfect encapsulation of Hitchcock's, bomb theory, which is it's a filmmaking theory where, Alfred Hitchcock said that if there's a bomb under the table and it blows up and nobody knows about it, you get, 5 seconds of surprise from your audience. But if you plant the bomb if you tell the audience, there's a bomb, and then you have them go through the scene where the two guys are sitting at a table and there's a bomb under the table, and you have the whole audience know there's a bomb, but the characters don't. You have 10 minutes of suspense as you build because there's danger. There's a bomb right there, but the characters don't. And then it finally goes boom. And Order 66 is that boom. Just absolutely beautiful scene and absolutely beautiful Star Wars. I mean, and then I also want to talk about lightsaber duels in this movie.
There are so many.
There is Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Dooku. Anakin and Obi-Wan against Grievous on the Invisible Hand, which is very short, admittedly, but it counts as a duel. And then Obi-Wan versus Grievous. Mace Windu versus Palpatine. Mace Windu and the other Jedi who get got in 5 seconds, but all of them against Palpatine.
Kit Fisto survived the longest.
Kit Fisto did, in fact, survive the longest.
Yep.
Also, back to that point we made earlier about Jedi not getting on. You telling me Kit Fisto, the man who's always smiling? Clone Wars Kit Fisto was a DILF, okay? You know that man was getting.
Okay, Clone Wars Kit Fisto could get some. The terrifying monstrosity that is Attack of the Clones Kit Fisto is not getting any.
Bro, no. Attack of the Clones Kit Fisto really isn't that bad. Revenge of the Sith Kit Fisto is
Okay, that's
haunting to look at. Attack of the Clones Kit Fisto is cool. That man blocks, force pushes, and then goes. He flashes that smile because he knows. Kit Fisto, daddy mode. He could get it.
Let me pull up some.
Oh God, not Kit Fisto fan art. No.
No, we're not showing that on stream. That's a very different stream.
So what are you pulling up? But yeah, I want to talk about Kit Fisto dies by Palpatine. But yeah. Absolute insanity watching 5 Jedi Masters get absolutely got, or 4.
So we got.
I think this is actually a really good Kit Fisto right here. He looks good. He's smiling. He's happy. You know, he's an alien, but that's all right. He's chilling. Respectable
we're okay with
gentleman.
We're okay with aliens on under the helmet.
I just removed it. I didn't want to see.
However,
he looks so bad. He looks so bad. I'm trying to add it.
Oh no.
You are haunting him. He's so scary. He doesn't even want to come up.
He doesn't. This has been removed from the stream. We saw how we needed to.
Now, my computer doesn't even want to see Kit Fisto.
Your computer doesn't want to be in the stream. Your Wi-Fi is dying.
I don't even know why, bro. It's literally just me here. I gotta call my provider, my ISP. Tell Comcast to do better.
Tell them do better, or you'll send them to the horny sarcophagus. And it's very crowded in there right now, so it's not going to be a fun time.
Telecom, you told me this was a good plan. You told me, this will work perfect for what you want. They lied.
Liar!
Anyways. Liar! You're with him! You brought him here to kill me!
You brought him here to shut off my internet!
Also, I just want to say the dialogue in this movie is great.
I do enjoy it. I was rewatching it today, as you do to prep for an episode of Night at the Movies.
So love has blinded you.
It's great. It's peak dialogue. I have no complaints.
Honestly, it is actually really good dialogue. No, it's because I'm so in love with you. So love has blinded you? Yes, I can't see. But to be fair, it all makes sense because she's not wrong. Love does, in fact, blind Anakin in this movie.
This is true.
He becomes blinded by his love for Padme.
He does.
And then he does terrible things because of his love.
And then he ends up getting no maidens.
No maidens. L plus no maidens plus no limbs plus dark suit.
Plus permanent flame castration.
Yep. And there's one more thing I want to say really about this. There's this thing going around that was a big trend a few months back where they said, if you listen to Vader whenever they put the helmet on, you can hear him say, "Padme, help me." It's not true. It's not in the movie.
I literally listened to that like a bunch of times. I got right up next to my freaking screen and I was like,
psst. It's literally just the sound of steam coming out. It's not "Padme, help me." Because I listened and I was like, is it? No, it's not. It's not there.
I could not.
Sorry, guys.
If it's there, we're deaf.
No, it's just not there. you can boost the sound because like I've seen the version where like it's in the movie. It's just edited, bro. It's not there. Sorry. Hey, help me. No. Speaking of fan theories, how do you subscribe to the theory that part of the reason Padme died is because Palpatine stole her life force?
I would believe it because Palpatine is indeed a shady bitch.
He is.
And
Because how would he know that Padme died? Because she wasn't on Mustafar when he got there.
he was, because otherwise he was just kind of banking on, yeah, she's got to be dead by now, right? Right? Maybe.
But we know Anakin chokes Vader, and obviously the first thing he says is, "Where's Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right?" Because his lungs were destroyed, he couldn't talk. So that's the first thing he says when he's able to talk in the Vader suit. So I propose Palpatine knows she's dead because he drained her life force to give Anakin. Because the medical droid says, because I watched this scene very closely, medically, she's perfectly healthy. We don't know why, but she's lost the will to live. And even Obi-Wan's like, she's dying? Like, she's dying? Like, they don't understand why she's dying. Because in Palpatine, with the dark side, the only way for him to create and preserve life is to take it from another. We see this also in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes,
where
when
Rey
he goes,
well, number one, where Palpatine, yeah, that actually confirms this theory. I didn't even think of that, where he sucks the energy from Rey and Kylo's dyad, but they survive because they're a dyad. But I think even more convincingly is when Rey force heals in this movie. Also,
this movie?
Oh no, Rise of Skywalker. Sorry.
I was like, when
Rey force heals the snake, she describes it as taking some of her life force and using it to heal another. You're telling me somebody obsessed with creating life like Darth Plagueis wouldn't have known that? Wouldn't know about force healing? And part of the reason characters don't force heal in the prequels is because by the only characters that like get a chance to be healed, they're too far gone. They're too close to death. And we see when Kylo Ren heals Rey, what happens? He immediately dies because he basically brings her back from the dead.
Yep.
So if you're bringing somebody that far gone, unless you're taking another person's life force, which after she stabs him on the Death Star wreckage, she's taking life force from Leia, who's already dying. So she gives her life force to save Ben. But without that life force, Rey would have died because she mortally wounded Kylo.
Yep. We also see...
I'm thinking Palpatine did it.
So we see force healing now almost confirmed to be in Revenge of the Sith. We also see it in A New Hope. But we'll talk about that next episode.
Yep, I know exactly what scene you're talking about too.
Yep. I think it's become a lot more widespread now.
Yeah. So when people say force healing's not really in Star Wars, also Grogu does it in Mandalorian, but force healing's not a power that Jedi have. Bro, read Legends. It's all over the place.
Play video
I can pull one book right now where Luke and Leia both independently force heal each other. Where they like heal themselves with their like by going into like a meditation trance. Not a bad book. But to say that force healing was never a thing and ever existed in Star Wars, obviously you don't know much Star Wars. Because it's everywhere, bro. It's all over the place. We can put an end to this very, very long and winding discussion about Revenge of the Sith. We both liked the movie, obviously. We enjoyed it.
It was good. I enjoyed my rewatch.
I enjoyed my rewatch as well. Especially like redoing all the dialogue. I want to talk real quick. Do you want to do Figure of the Day or News and Rumors first? Because
I actually have an extensive news and rumors list.
let's do news and rumors while I grab my fig of the day.
All right. That's good because I don't have one. So, news and rumors from this week. So, I do have some Star Wars news, but I will be saving that for last. Before that, we have some Marvel news. So, firstly, we're going to talk about our new favorite green giant, She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to Sean Rucroft, Marvel reportedly requested that She-Hulk be less muscular during VFX development. Apparently, she was bigger early on, but the notes kept saying to make her smaller. Now, I have to ask why they ended up doing this, because
They're cowards.
Everybody's now complaining that she doesn't look big enough. That being said, evidently, I saw online She-Hulk has multiple forms. That's not something I knew about. That being said, I don't know a lot about She-Hulk, so I got to do my homework. My next bit of news is a big one for fans of the sequels, specifically a very specific actor. That being none other than FN2187, otherwise known as Finn, played by John Boyega.
Mm-hmm.
According to Giant Freakin' Robot, John Boyega has filmed a secret Marvel appearance. Has filmed a secret Marvel appearances. The specific quotes: as far as who John Boyega will play in the MCU or in what project, our source wasn't able to reveal those details, unfortunately. And with what the MCU has become with the introduction of its vast multiverse, saying the possibilities are endless may be cliche, but it would still be accurate. Boyega could be anything from an Eternal to a mutant to an Inhuman. He could be a variant Bruce Banner. I'd love to see that. A variant Tony Stark, a variant Black Panther. Would also enjoy seeing that. Variant Drax, or a variant anyone. Literally anyone. Apparently being a part of just one huge Disney-owned franchise wasn't enough for John Boyega. The man who most of the world got to know as Finn, the most recent Star Wars cinematic trilogy, will apparently be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Our trusted and proven source has told us Boyega has filmed a part for Marvel, and he's done it in secret.
Nice. That's
I,
exciting.
for one, am thoroughly excited about this one.
I haven't heard about this. That's pretty interesting.
It's very on the down low. I think they were trying to make sure that this flew under the radar, but I managed to swipe up that little bit of little bit of lore. So, man, the next one I have is some news that will definitely get a reaction out of people. I can't say that it's either good or bad, but it is about our actor who will be portraying the Grand Inquisitor, Rupert Friend. In his first sit-down Star Wars interview, he talks about bringing the fearsome villain to life. And there's some key points. Some key points that, admittedly, upon initially reading them, rubbed them the wrong way. Rubbed me the wrong way. So, I won't go through the entire interview, as I do have the entire article pulled up right here, and it would be a long time for me to sit and go through all that. So I'll sum things up for you. He says that he has loved Star Wars since boyhood, and so becoming a part of it is, a dream come true. He said that he loves his lightsaber, and getting to have one for himself. But then I'm trying to find where. Oh, yes. So they ask him, did you go back and watch any of Star Wars Rebels to sort of see your character in animated form, or did you just want to kind of take it fresh with the live action? And he has this to say: I really wanted to honor the character as I saw him, and so I almost deliberately did not see the animated interpretation. And admittedly, upon hearing that, I was kind of like, this is Star Wars. You kind of got to do your homework. We saw what happened the last time that somebody didn't.
Wait, what happened last time?
A lot of folks feel that a lot of folks feel that Rian Johnson didn't do his homework with The Last Jedi with certain things, physics in the universe.
That's funny. But we'll get
It
that.
is-
We'll touch on that when we get to Last Jedi, because
We will.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that statement. But here's what I want to say about this article. I've seen that float all over TikTok where everyone's
I
like,
do have more of it.
"Bro, you didn't watch Star Wars Rebels? Are you kidding me, bruh?"
I do have
Literally-
more of what he has to say, though.
Right. I just want to touch. I do want to touch on this for a quick second.
No, yeah.
That's silly. To say that, oh, in order to, that's like saying, oh, Chris Evans, you want to be Captain America? Sorry, you got to go back and read every single Captain America comic ever. Or like, oh, Chris Hemsworth, you want to be Thor? You better go back and read him when he was Donald Blake, and like go back and like read all these things. It's an interpretation of the character, and I'm sure he's going to do great because his Grand Inquisitor already looks terrifying. And also, there's way more to the Grand Inquisitor than just Star Wars Rebels, because he's also
We've gotten a couple comics.
We've gotten a couple comics with him. He's been in like Terrifying Tales. There's like a book. There's like a story of him like going to his Force-sensitive kid orphanage and abducting children. I didn't even know that existed until today. So to say like, oh, he has to go back and learn every detail about his character, that's not true. That doesn't necessarily put him in the right mindset. Like, and you think that for a Star Wars character, they're not going to give him notes, like a rundown of like, this is what this character is like.
Mhm.
He wanted to do his own thing and he wanted to keep it fresh. So I'm fine with it.
He goes on to say, myself and director Deb Chow and writer Dave Filoni and all the guys really wanted to do something fresh that honored and was faithful to the spirit of the character without doing a kind of impression of anybody else's interpretation. That right there says both Deborah Chow and Dave Filoni, the guy who wrote the character into existence, are down for what he's doing. They have full faith in this guy, at least from what I've got here.
Exactly.
Now,
and then not to mention, this is a Grand Inquisitor that we see pre-Rebels. So he's not going to be the same as he is in Rebels.
Oh, no.
He's going to be a different character.
Now, the thing that I see a lot of people referring to is how both Ewan and Hayden, getting ready for Kenobi, went back and watched everything. Like, Hayden watched the entirety of the Clone Wars. I'm pretty sure Ewan watched the Clone Wars as well.
Rebels as well.
Yeah.
I think Ewan just rewatched the movies while Hayden went back and rewatched Clone Wars and Rebels.
My man, getting back into it. I appreciate it.
And here's the thing. That's really cool. That's what they want to do. They can definitely do that as actors. Or they can have said, nah, I was in the prequels. I know what George told me to do, and I'm going to do what George told me to do.
Right.
Both ways are valid. Because when you're an actor and you're getting into a role, like, you're going to do things to prepare for that role. And they're going to give you a layout of your character. Like, I remember I did plays and drama back in middle school. So I kind of have an idea of, like, how this stuff works. And, like, you know, when I played a nerd character, nobody told me, like, oh, you have to, like, go immerse yourself in nerd culture. Well, because I was already there. But, like, you know, I went like when I played this one nerd character, I went and watched this movie called Revenge of the Nerds to kind of get like an idea of like your nerd stereotype and how to like properly like portray that in a way that would be, you know, funny because it was a comedic play.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have to do that. I could have just hammed it up and done a completely original thing, and that would have been okay. Because at the end of the day, you're the actor portraying a character, not the character is not portraying the actor.
Right.
Just my 2 cents. And also, it's interesting that we have a lot of people who are like acting experts and are like, oh, he should have gone back and rewatched it. Bro, just because you enjoy it doesn't mean that he would.
Well, that being said, Rebels is good. I like me some Rebels.
I think it'll be good, regardless. Alrighty, what else you got?
As far as news and rumors, that is what I have.
I think there's one more thing we talked about, which was they revealed some Obi-Wan Kenobi themed Lego sets. They revealed his
We did talk
Jedi
about those.
Starfighter.
That's
Yep.
just today.
That's just today. We'll talk about those real quick and then we'll move on. Because I want to shoot fig of the day and then kind of wind down.
All right. Shoot it.
Alrighty. So basically they revealed 2 new Lego sets with Obi-Wan Kenobi. One is his fighter from Attack of the Clones, which has Obi-Wan, R, and one of my personal favorites, Dad, Tonoi's here. So that's going to be really exciting. I think it's going to be really cool to see. So I'm excited. And then they revealed another set that's Obi-Wan Kenobi themed with Obi-Wan from Kenobi, the Grand Inquisitor, who looks amazing, by the way. Looks ripped straight out of the show and Legofied. It looks great. Reva and the fifth brother.
Yes, I'm happy to have. I'm happy to have the
so different from the animated versions, like the Rebels versions, and they look really good. I can't wait.
I'm just happy to have them as minifigures again because I didn't get either of them when Rebels was coming out.
Well, they've actually dropped in price too, which is crazy. They've actually dropped price. They're back down to like $60 minifigs now.
'Tis what happens when a new iteration comes out. It's like how the old UCS Falcon dropped in price when the new UCS dropped.
Yep. But finally, we'll switch to our last little bit and we'll go home. Well, already home, but we'll end our stream. For fig of the day, of course, going with the characters that die in the movie theme, Mace Windu. He's got a purple lightsaber. He's got a face, and he's got a body print. Nothing too exciting. But oh wait, he's not accurate. Hold on. And then there. Now he's movie accurate.
Why did you do that to him?
I just yeeted him.
Treat him so bad. Well,
hey, look.
I'm also.
Don't worry, guys. He's coming back. He's coming back.
He's my fig of the day.
All right.
He's also a character who dies in the movie. At least once.
Oh, she dies.
It's Shakti! Shakti.
Yes. Shakti is interesting because she has multiple deaths in this movie.
Yeah, 2 of them are in this movie.
There's one with a... Do tell about her deaths.
All right. So we got one in one of the deleted scenes. I think and that one is to General Grievous. I think there's one where Anakin kills her in the temple as well. Mm-hmm. I think she dies in the 2003 Clone Wars as well.
No, she actually survives.
Oh, she survives there. And then Starkiller in the Force Unleashed game, the first one I think it was, kills her there.
The only Star Wars character to die 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
They bring her back just to kill her.
She's getting the Uncle Ben treatment for real.
She really is. But with that being said, thank you so much to everybody who's watching Under the Helmet. We really do appreciate all of the views. Thank you guys for all the likes. I also went back, a little channel update. I went through and made playlists for all of our videos. I made playlists for Moon Knights and Night at the Movies. I added our talk with Vanilla Wombat over to Worlds Collide.
Heck yeah. We need to do another one of those, by the way, and I have an idea for who's coming next.
I have a guest too in mind. Speaking of guests, don't we have a guest coming Thursday?
We do indeed have a guest, but I'm not ready to reveal them yet.
Me either. So with that being said, you guys will just have to keep an eye on our Instagram. Give us a follow. The link tree is in our bio. But with that being said, thank you to everybody for joining us for another episode of Under the Helmet podcast. Don't forget, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And may the Force be with you always.
You will subscribe to Under the Helmet.
You will subscribe. You clones make terrible Jedi. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, y'all.
Be with you.